Hello? No, can't hear Chris. Cannot hear you, Chris. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I cannot hear you. There, Chris?
Hey guys, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Chris. You on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I logged back. I logged out and logged back in, so I think that was the difference.
Oh, it sounds good too. You sound pretty good. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Got ourselves a good match today, George.
Yep.
Give it to me.
And hello and welcome everyone from all around the world. The Boricua welcome you to Puerto Rico. Predator Pro Billiards Series presents the Samsung TV Plus Puerto Rico Open 10-Ball Championship. We are in San Juan, Puerto Rico at the Convention Center, 64 players strong, prize fund of $64,000, 18-6 to the winner, with a true international field of 22 countries represented. We are down to the quarterfinals, 8 players fighting for their shot at the title. Konrad Ushushin, the defending champion, is nowhere to be found, but we are down to 2 of 3 current world champions in this event, as Josh Filler went down in this event to Dennis Garabe in his third set, and then to Mika Immonen in the final 16. This is George Steacha with Chris Reinhold, bringing you the live action from Puerto Rico.
How's it going, George? We have a great match on our hands, and I look forward to commentating with you.
Awesome. Same here, buddy. Listen, this is a single elimination, best of 3 sets. Each set is a race to 4. Gorst breaking, winning the lag. And Chris will break down the shots for you guys. And I will dazzle you with BS and flatter you with statistics.
Nine ball goes a bunch of rails and goes into the off the 4 in the side pocket with a shot on the 1. I really can't think of a better start to ask for if you're Fedor Gorst.
Well, and it is Fedor Gorst at the table, and I just discovered Fedor's middle name. And let me see if I can say it right. Alexeyevich.
I think that translates to English as never misses.
Oh, it could well be. Alex never misses. And Dimitris Loukatos, his opponent from Greece. These guys have met in the last 3 matches that they've played each other. One was October 4th, In the Perry Open, Loukatos defeated him 9-4. And then in Puerto Rico Open last year, Gorst beat him 8-2. But then there was another match in October of last year where he lost 8-4 to Loukatos. So, great players like Gorst can intimidate some players. I have a feeling he doesn't intimidate this young man from Greece. He's had his share of success.
Dimitris won a 10-ball event, Predator World 10-ball event, didn't he? Not the world, but he won I think it was in Vegas.
I did not find that if he did. Let's take a look.
Went with the
Break down the shot.
cross bank. Wow. So he can't see the full 3-ball, so he's gonna have to play some sort of safe, I'd imagine. Yeah, he's playing the cross corner just in case it goes in. He's headed that way with the 2-ball, but it's not. Yeah, I think he's gonna use the 8 to hide behind. Yeah, that was a very good shot right there. Very, very good cue ball control as always from Fedor Gorst. And always with the correct shot in mind. So he can either jump this if he can go around the 7, if he can hit it dead in the face and stop the cue ball there, or go forward with a cue ball. Then he can clear that 3-ball, 4 rails potentially, 3 rails potentially, and maybe have a shot. But I think, yeah, he might be jumping this. I think he's going to jump this. Yeah, he's crossing it. So he's looking to go 1, 2, 3 rails with the 3-ball potentially. Cue ball maybe somewhere in the middle of the table, but at the opposite end. So let's see how he does it. He crossed him. Let's see if he can get safety behind the 5. I think he gave up a shot, but it's a tough one nonetheless. Oh, Fedor's going to his jump cue, which a lot of times you feel confident when your opponent goes to get your jump cue, but when this one gets it, it's just like a regular shot almost. It's kind of crazy. So let's see how this 3-ball goes. See if you control it in the middle of the table.
2 or 3 guys in the world. I was going to say there's 2 or 3 guys in the world you don't want jumping the ball. Fedor is the most deadly.
Yeah, and Fedor's all 3 of them.
That's right. Dimitris did win a Predator event and the Germany Open. I didn't think he'd won one in the States. So that's a great win.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's see here. Yeah, couldn't find look at his cue ball control. It's so precise. Yeah, so good shot there by Fedor, playing safe. More of a distance save, trying to make Dimitris come with something. But what do you see here on the safety, George? I'm really not 100% sure what to do here.
I think he's going to come off the right side of this. No, he's going to go off the left and try to get behind the 8. As I see this again, I thought he was going to go off the right and try to go around the table, but he's going to go this way and get behind the 8. And he did a good job of it. The 8-ball does have him, but a long kick to the short rail at the top of the table.
Yeah, if Fedor were to jump this or double jump this, I might decide on a new rule for jump cues. But since he's keeping a level cue, I think we'll let him keep the jump cue.
Yeah, he can see this. He can see the edge.
When you're playing elite players like this, George, this is a sellout. This is something that you got to take advantage of, being able to see the whole ball and have a shot at the pocket, right?
Yeah, Loukatos has been playing very, very well, so I expect him to handle this with position on the 5. Where I come right back between the 7 and the 5. No, he's not even going to play it. He's not even going to play it. He's actually played that with pretty good speed. I think Fedor can see it.
My approach would be to fire at Fedor, just because, he's kind of, the longer and longer you go with him, the less of a chance that you have to outmaneuver him, in my opinion. But
And that's a good opinion. We love your opinion there, Chris. I'll tell you, I think Dimitris knows how to handle Fedor. The fact that he's beat him 2 out of the 3 last times they played. He's got a very good idea of his strategy on how to play him. But the way you play Fedor is you keep him in the chair. And that's the way you play any great player.
yeah, I mean, just like in the like UFC fights or something like that, where if you think about how you're going to react to what he does to you, you're never on the offense, and sometimes you need to show him how he reacts to what you do. So a good offense sometimes cures it all. But here we go. I think
Here
he's going to be
comes some
seeing a lot of that
defense.
6 ball.
I think he's going to be married to it.
Yeah, an arranged marriage.
That's right. Yeah, Fedor has yet to lose a set in this tournament. He's won against Eric Gonzalez Velasquez from Puerto Rico. He also played Edward Carde from Puerto Rico and Jose Martinez Cedena from the USA. So he hasn't played any real top players. I don't want to put the other guys down by saying he's had an easy go of it, but he hasn't faced, an 800 plus Fargo rated player, except in the Challenge of Champions where he's faced Fedor playing Filler playing 8-ball and Beato playing 9-ball.
Yeah, very good.
Or the
Very good
tournaments,
there.
yeah.
Hopefully he's geared up and he's ready. Is he getting his jump cue here? What?
He appears to. He was jumping balls before I was born, I think, in the womb. Fedor's 24 years old and he's so accomplished. He's an 843 Fargo. But I'll tell you a little secret about Fedor. He is ranked 689 in the WPA rankings, and Dimitris is ranked 16th. Go figure. Of course, he hasn't played any
How do you jump and thin the ball with perfect speed? What the? I need to get on the practice table after this. I'll tell you that right now.
You need to contact Fedor for a jumping lesson. I don't care how good you jump, he'll make you better.
Oh, good shot. See, but enough of passing up the 4 ball when you had a shot at it. Now you're wishing that you would have a shot at it. I think the 4 ball, ducking the first 4 ball wasn't the way to go, but it's okay. It's in the past, and I was just curious as to his thought process behind it is all. Okay, 5 ball go on the side with a little bit of low right here, George, and go. You don't want to get straight on the 6, but close to.
I'm being straight on it, just off the rail a little bit, just like this. This is real nice. Play the 7 in the side.
Yeah, this is perfect here.
This is a good opening game. You've seen a little bit of both players. I don't think that's going to happen in too many racks. You get an open table, I think they'll both be rather effective in getting rid of the rack and taking a X for their score. Same pocket, you think?
Yeah, definitely now.
And rack number 1 goes to Fedor Gorst, the Ghost. Your presiding referee is Florian Redenbacher. Kind of waiting for Snoopy to come by in the Red Baron.
Yeah, I think I'm not, is this, do you know if this is his first time reffing?
No, he's ref before. I think he was in fact, I'm pretty sure he was in New Zealand this past September.
Okay, because I was gonna say he looks familiar.
He's been around. These refs are from the European. These refs are from the European Pocket Billiards Federation, and he is from Austria. So it would be Snoopy and the Red Baron.
Nothing down. Maybe he should jump with. Maybe he should use his jump cue to break.
You'd probably want to squat it in the middle of the rack and spread the balls out from there.
All right, so Dimitris has another chance. I think he's going to play the 1 into the 5-8 bank and then draw the cue ball under the 3-9. Yeah, just like that.
Very nice safety. He's awful close to this 3 ball. He's going for the jump cue.
Oh, he's getting his
He is
jump draw cue out.
He had to just keep that in his back pocket.
When they tell him he has to jump with your playing cue, he'll start playing with that. Oh, wow.
He just, you can be 4 inches away from the ball and he jumps it so effectively. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing how well he jumps with
Yeah,
that cue.
he has more cue ball control than I do with my regular cue sometimes.
That's why he's an 843 Fargo.
I
And
guess so.
multiple world champion who has won, I think it was 6 or 7 tournaments so far this year. He won in Derby City, Bayou State, World Pool Masters in Shenandoah, a U.S. Open 9-ball, Turning Stone, and then it's sprinkled with a lot of seconds and thirds and a couple of fifths throughout this year. That's just this year for tournament winnings of $454,000.
Yeah, he's had a great year last month. He's had a great career this year.
He has. And being ranked 689th in the world by the WPA. I guess maybe he should play some of their tournaments. He hasn't played any.
I think he could get the top 10 if he played a 1. Maybe.
I think he'd get to the top 5 in 2 months.
Hey, he's going to try to bank this 1 ball. Jump, bank.
He's playing safe. He's going to follow the ball.
Interesting there. Now, Dimitris, I'm not saying you should go for everything, but potentially, next time you get a shot, you should probably go for it.
He's not going for this.
He's level with the jump cue.
Yeah. He's going to be right behind the 3 ball here. I don't think Fedor's going to be able to jump this one. No, he hit it. Those are tough to measure because you have to hit it just perfect and the right speed to use those 2 rails to come up against the 3. And you tend to decelerate like he just did, and you end up short.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Sometimes they think like a short backstroke means a short follow through, but it's not. You have to make sure we still get through the ball. I think you might go behind the 4 here, 1 rail, and then put the 1 ball down towards the middle, just like that.
And this is what makes him so. This is what makes him so effective at playing one pocket. Also, a game that he picked up very, very well, and it's obvious by shots like that that he's picked it up from playing one pocket.
Yeah, for sure. Very well rounded, to say the least. Oh wow, look at it catch the point and go behind the 5. He said jump this better.
You know what I call that? Jelly roll. He just went to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, sir. You gotta take them when you can, though.
Really?
Probably going 2 rails at this. Gotta hit with some speed.
That has shades of Efren's famous Z shot, almost in exactly the same place, with a 2-rail kick there. Versus
Earl the Pearl.
yeah, he stood up and clapped for that shot. He 2-rail kicked it into the corner pocket that it's going into now, and he proceeded to run the rack playing 9-ball.
Touchy here. You don't want to draw. You have to drop past the 10, but you don't want to get hooked by the 6. So he might juice it up with right English and stun punch it out 2 rails towards the side. Or he's either just going to draw it and take what he can and just leave long here. Yeah, I don't want to get hooked on the 6, see? That was the problem there. Yeah, I don't know if he could reach this jump. Can he reach this jump if he could jump it?
Well, Loukatos is no stranger to the jump cue, so if he's going to try it, no, he's not. He's got his playing cue. He's going to try to go rail first. No, never mind. He's going to swerve it just a hair. That didn't work. Not quite enough.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's see how he navigates this one. I think he can see a very thin sliver. If not, he can kick rail first. But Fedor's already up and looking at it, so I think he can see a small piece of it. Good shot. Very good shot.
Nice touch.
Would not be surprised if he jumped this here, but I don't think he will.
Six ball blocks his long rail kick, so he's going to go short rail kick. He's going 2 rails at it. He's going to use the long rail. Well, he was tempting to use the long rail, I think.
Oh, wow.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I'm going to go right off the 3 ball on the right side and try to get behind that 9 that's all by itself in that corner.
Yeah, I totally agree. I would go the same way.
It's touchy because you go into the corner pocket and many times you find it.
Yeah. Always when you don't want to.
You never want to.
That's beautiful.
Is this going to leak? Wow, no, perfect. What'd you say earlier? Jump this?
Yeah, jump that. Every time that Fedor uses a jump cue, every time that he doesn't use a jump cue, I feel like I did my job. Unless he's just running out on me, that's different. But we got 2 rails here. Maybe he's going 3. Now he went around it. And tied up the 4 on the other wrong side of it. That's 2 fortunate rolls right there for Fedor. Back to back. He got fortunate, but Dimitris still has a shot.
Straight back, but it still won't be an easy shot. When they're on the other side of that pocket and going down the rail, it's funny how much more difficult it is than when, you're just on the other side of the pocket. Seems to
And this
somehow
shot
find
right
that
here,
corner.
you see how he's looking to see if it passes it, but you can't really hit this really firm with accuracy because you just have to put a little bit of follow on it and just kind of take where the cue ball gives you. I think he's trying to force it. He might hit that point. Oh, he hit it great.
Nicely done. He held for the 5 very well. Now he's got to come around 3 rails for the 6 ball on the side. I like following this 3 rails.
Oh yeah, me too. That's the only shot to shoot, I think, here. Because if we go draw, it's going to be so hard to get on the correct side of the 6. Is that why you go 3 rails here?
Correct. And plus, you know, if you don't draw it just enough, you're going to hit that 8. And look how clean this goes. This how well it plays.
We got to be careful. We're on the rail here, and he doesn't have any angle, I don't think. So he's going to have to settle for a long shot or bank it.
I think he'll take the long shot.
I believe so too. Uh-oh.
Used a little bit of inside too.
Yeah, that ball kind of sprang off the rail there, George.
Well, he had inside English on it, and it looks like it's grabbing pretty nice now that the table's been in play for almost a week. Days of steady play on this table, and it breaks in pretty quick. And the Predator cloth always has grabbed better than other cloths, even when it's new. So.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of, what was that one cloth that started, I don't know if it's still out, but it was broken in right away. That was its selling point. I think it was Andy cloth or something. Yeah,
Andy cloth or Granito?
That.
Both cloths play real well.
Yeah, I thought it was Andy cloth, but yeah, the Predator cloth plays a lot more broken in right away, which, like you said, it's really nice. To tie it up 1-1.
I think we're going to see a lot of this. This young man from Greece isn't going to hold back any, and he's going to perform. He showed us some good cue ball. He's showed us some good safety play. He's a well-rounded player himself. Sponsors for this tournament are Predator Group, and for the Pro Billiards Series are Predator Group, Kamui, Yalin, VenBilliards Corporation, Little Monster, Medalla Light. And right after this match, I think I'm going to have a Medalla Light. The local sponsors are Puerto Rico Tourism Company, Discover Puerto Rico, Popular, District Puerto Rico, Walmart, and Lotería de Puerto Rico. The referees, of course, are EPBF. And then we also have Pro Billiards Series partners, Billiard TV and Kazoom. Dimitris Loukatos, a 31-year-old from Greece, 764 Fargo. Breaking the balls, tied at 1 with Fedor Gorst.
Dimitris to break. Let's go for that one on the side here. It was going until I got kicked by the 7. Nothing home. Come on, 6 ball. Give me something. No. Dry break for Dimitris, and Fedor's about to come up to the table. George, have you noticed his chin has hand powder on it to make it smoother for the cue?
Because he hits it. You know, when I was about 24, 25 years old, I used to have that's how low I would get too. I would hit my chin every so often.
But I've never seen anyone do that. It's just hilarious to
No,
me.
that
But
one is new.
but then I'm probably going to see a lot of people do it when the world number one does it. I might have to try it.
You know, if I did it, they think I didn't shave and I'm all white haired. And I am actually, so I can't talk about that. Never mind
Y-
that.
If I did it, they'd think maybe we should drug test this guy. No,
No,
don't worry about
that's if it's on your nose, Chris.
that. Oh, okay, that's different. All right, a little forward motion here, 3 in the side. And they're all just right
Three.
there. Do you play the 5-8 combo, or do you try to play the 5 solely into the lower right?
I think seeing where the 4 ball is, I'd go ahead and get shaved solely for the right because, well, the 6 is available. So unless he has to hit the 5 real hard and it might get out of position, it really doesn't matter. It's preference because the 6 is just leave the cue ball there and you've got a shot on the 6. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just now if the 10 ball might come into play if the 5 followed it in, I might have adjusted my thinking there. But being that simple, it won't matter if it follows it in.
And if he's slightly hooked, I think he knows someone that can jump a ball.
What was that show where you can call a friend?
Have a phone a friend? Yeah.
Yeah,
$1 million or something.
something like that. Yes.
So you want to
No,
be a
he'll just
millionaire?
yeah, I think so. He'll just push this 9 ball over to the pocket. And now will he go forward here or draw back 2 rails? Both work.
Yeah, I think he's going to go forward. I think it's easier to judge.
That's I actually
Side pocket.
The reason I made that I asked that question was that's actually a shot that I saw come up on one of these what would you do on Facebook, and I set it up and I was more successful playing it the way he did.
Interesting.
Yeah, you would think it's simple following the ball, but that side pocket was more in play, and it was just a little easier moving the ball the way he just played it. So game number 3 goes to Fedor Gorst, and he leads 2-1. $18,600 for the winner of this tournament. $11,400 for the second place player. $5,600 for third and fourth. $2,800 for third from 5th to 8th. And the loser of this, well, we're already at the quarterfinals, so the loser of this gets $2,800. The guys that were beat out in the last round of the final 16 got $1,450. 25% of the field made out okay. Probably made expenses. No, not quite. Need a couple dinners in Puerto Rico. Gorst this week has a good chance to make some decent money. Fedor.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, look, because he's playing in the Tournament of Champions, the Challenge of Champions, between him, Filler and Beato, and I believe he's the points leader. So he will get to choose his discipline. Which would you choose if you were him? 8-ball, 9-ball, or 10-ball?
Who's his opponent?
I believe it's going to be Josh Filler.
Probably pick 10 ball then.
Well, Gorst Fedor beat Filler pretty easily, pretty handily at 8-ball. And even though Filler is the reigning 8-ball world champion, I think Filler made a great case for his rotation game playing 9-ball and 10-ball. So I wouldn't be surprised if he picks 8-ball.
I mean, that's the
You
good thing
never
about both
know.
players. They don't really lack any skill. So
Yeah.
they're a threat at any game at any time.
The Women's World 10-ball Championships is down to the quarterfinals also. And we have a rather exciting contestant in there from the US of A. Is a 16-year-old junior world champion, Sophia Mass. And she's in the quarterfinal versus Seosea.
Oh wow, yeah. Sophia's a great person, and
Yes.
she's coming from a great family as well. They're super supportive, and I'm glad that, I guess you have to have all of that, for things to go well. So I'm glad she has their support, and she's a great person, and I'm looking forward to seeing her get better as years go on. Watching her
Definitely,
journey.
I built her and Alan Rolon, the local pro from Puerto Rico, I believe were semifinalists in semifinalist or quarterfinalist. I'm trying to find my. These tournaments have been running together for me. I'll get to it sooner or later. No, yes, they were semifinalists, and they lost to Weiwei and Patsuda, who is also Vitaly Patsuda is in the quarterfinals here versus Mika Immonen. So we've had a great week of pool here. We've had a great week.
Yeah, Vitaly is a very up-and-coming player. Even though he's won a lot already, he's getting more and more consistent and placing higher and higher in the standings. It's cool to see his progression as well.
He sure is. And there's his practice partner right there. Right on your screen. Tell he's living in Chicago and Gorst is in Indiana. And they get together and practice. In fact, I think I was commentating with Eric Horlifson, and he pointed out that a lot of Fedor's traits show up in Vitaly's games too. Which would make sense if they practice together.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they're basically roommates and road partners, so it's good to have good friends in the pool world.
Definitely.
Hello, 5-ball.
See if he can just go the one rail. He's going to try to. No, he's going for the kick. I believe the 2-ball's in the way. He really bends it somehow. No, he's going 1. He's going up and down, straight at it. That was an awfully close shot. Fedor's getting ball in hand,
Just a
but
bit of
16th of an inch, and he wouldn't be getting ball in hand. He might not even be shooting.
two ball in the corner right by where his right hand is at.
This is from one of the most popular countries in Europe, Greece. Great civilization there. A lot of history. A lot of good food.
I didn't want to be jacked up over here. I think he's okay. Come in between the 5 and the 4.
Player's very efficient with the cue ball and very good at handling an open table. Rarely will come back to an open table for either of these two.
He might be the perfect build for a pool player as far as height and length. They never
It's
have to
funny you
really use a
say
big extension.
it's funny you say that, Chris, because I think within the last 2 or 3 days I saw some comments here and there made by pool fans saying Gorst is too tall for a pool. He has back problems already, and and that's the reason for it. Now I don't believe that, but it's funny that you would say that because I did just read that. I would say within the last 2 days,
He's really
just
not
a
even
random
that
comment.
tall. He's like
No, he's 6 foot,
6'1",
6'1".
6 foot.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect.
eats very healthy, trains like an athlete, is an athlete. And leads 3 games to 1 versus Dimitris in this race to 4. Some of the scores around the block here, the other quarterfinalists. You have Albin Ocean 1-0 over Kunlin Wu. And then you have his partner, Vitali Batsura, 1-0, no games, over Mika Immonen, player of the decade way back when. And then Carlo Biado is 1-0 against Alex Kazakis, but Kazakis leads 1-0 in the second set in games. Keep in mind, these are 3 out of 5 sets now. A race. If the fourth and deciding set is tied at 3, it will go to a shootout. So the shootout is not out of it. It's a highly contested match. It will make the difference.
Another dry break, maybe giving Dimitris some confidence or one last chance in the set to really crawl back into it.
further than you wanted to go. Severe back cut. Do you call these blind shots? I hear a lot of guys call these blind shots because you don't see the pocket when you're shooting at the ball. Have you ever heard that, Chris?
Is that the reason they call the ball?
I think that I assume that is why they're calling it a blind shot, because you're going to the left side of this two ball, and you're not, when you're aiming, you don't see the pocket.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Totally.
He went for the opposite pocket and got great shape on his three, or is he going to get behind the six? It's awfully
Wow,
tight.
going to the jump cue.
That far away?
I don't think he might just use it. Yeah. Yeah, I might even use my break cue here, just because you're only going over about half, like a quarter of the ball.
Yeah, I think the full cue controls the ball better than the short cue.
Better with another chance to try to close this one out in the first set at least.
That's for this game so far, and they're a little lopsided, but keep in mind, Dimitris has only won one game, the Fedor's three, so they would be lopsided at this time. The pool stack guys do a great job of bringing us some stats that we can kind of make rhyme and reason as to why and who wins a match.
Playing the 4-2 real safe, putting it in between the 6 and the 10, but also played the side pocket and got very close to its side. Wow. With shape on the 5. Crazy.
And the cue ball speed on that jump was so nicely controlled. He had a good idea where the ball was going, and the speed to stay behind the 9 was very nice there, very well judged. Now in this tournament, since it's not WPA sanctioned, an early 10, like right here, if he kicked at this and called what a beautiful save. If he kicked at that and called the 10 and made it, he wins the game. But you can only call one, the object ball or the 10 ball.
I think he's playing the 10 ball here.
Or is he playing safe behind the 10? Oh, he can't see it to play the 10. Went rail first. Tied up to 7.
Whenever he misses this set so far, it seems that he does something to just make the rack absolutely weird.
Oh, it's worked out, and we know that that doesn't always hold up that way. Sometimes it goes in reverse. This is a little bit of a tester.
Yeah, it's in between going back and forth and just putting a lot of spin on it, but I think he's going to go back and forth on this.
Looks like you can see the 7 from just below where the 6 ball is now. And you'll have to put a lot of reverse English on that to bring it back for the 8.
Yeah, for sure. Did it
Cue
go
ball?
in?
Ooh, almost. I have seen that happen, and it usually is a good reason to smile and enjoy your good fortune.
Too worried about position, not enough worry about the ball in hand.
Now, see, I see him do this a lot, Chris. Do you have an idea why he takes that butt end of his cue off and then puts it back? Is it a small extension or is it just the butt end? You do that a lot?
It's a light small extension, and yeah, I don't know why he does it, but a little bit on the shorter shots where he has to come in closer with the bridge, he takes it off, I've noticed.
Okay. So maybe it's just balance for the cue. It just feels better. Next time I see
Yeah, I'm
him, I'm
not
going to
sure to be
ask him
honest.
about that. Yeah. I'm going to ask him next time I see him. I notice it more and more, and I know I've done that with my break cue. I've taken the butt end off to jump a ball, but I haven't taken it off just for regular shots for my playing cue. I can't do it on my playing cue. First set goes to Fedor Gorst, 4-1. 3 out of 5 sets. Players will take a short break. I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the quarterfinalists on the women's side and then run through the scores real quick, although we just did, but I'll run through them once more. You have 4 matches coming up at 3 p.m. Puerto Rico time in the Women's World Handball. You have Han Yu, or Yu Han, versus Jasmine Ocean. Jasmine Ocean found her stroke. And then you have Wei Tu Ching, which is Wei Wei, versus Christina Tkach. Seo Sea versus Sophia Mast. And here's a great match. Your current World 10-ball champion and your 2023 World 10-ball champion, Jessica Centeno and Cho Che-Yu, will be battling it out to see who moves in to the semifinals. On the men's side, in this quarterfinal battle, there's some stats for you to look at while I bore you with my voice. Alvin Ocean, a set to 0 over Kunlin Wu. Vitali Patsuda, wait a minute. I just called those same numbers. So are we not? Did my screen not refresh? Go back to that. Yes, nothing's refreshed. So I just called the scores just a little bit. Alex Kazakis now leads 3-0 in the second set over Carlo Viato. Viato won the first set. And so everything is as called. Guys, enjoy the stats. I'll be back with you when the players get back. Chris, you have anything, or are you having some water?
Yeah, I'm gonna have some water, I think. I'll be back when they get back. Let me take like a minute break real quick.
Got it. Be right back with you, folks. Hey guys, I am back. I just thought I'd spend some time with you. I knew that if I looked at the chat in YouTube, I'd have some answers as to what Fedor is doing. And he's adding weight, I'm told, by Luke Walker. It's for adding or subtracting weight for shots. Yeah, there are 3-inch extensions. Some players do use that. I see that quite a bit. Some players, very few, will play with a 6-inch extension. I think Shaw plays with a pretty big one. Uh, Shane has a good size extension on his cue, and he plays with full time. So it's not a strange thing to do. Per cue, it makes a difference. Well, the one thing about Fedor is not a Predator cue. He plays with, I believe he's sponsored by Viking for his cues, and he plays with uh, the white carbon fiber. Is having a good time and they're behaving in the chat. Sometimes some of you guys get a little riled up. Appreciate you being there. And we also appreciate those likes and do subscribe to the channel because you'll get notified when they're playing. And starting set number 2, Dimitris Loukatos from Greece.
All right, George, I'm back. Sorry to tell you, but I'm back.
We appreciate you having back. You got to help break down the shots here because I'm getting a little old for this, and I am not a pro player. That's your job.
Oh, stop. You've watched enough pool. You know what's going on, but I'll take the compliment anyway.
Well, Chris, I know you can play. In fact, one of the things I was thinking of when I was listening to you and Tim commentate together, I think you guys would make a good match. I think you're pretty even Fargo wise. He's probably got a little more international.
Yeah, you can tell Tim he can't win, but yeah, we're good friends.
No, I wouldn't say that. But I think he has a little more international experience than you do. But I think it's pretty close. It'd be fun to watch that match.
It would be fun to play that match. He's a good dude, and
Yeah, yes, he is.
we give each other a hard time.
Yeah, we actually had the pleasure of playing a couple games of One Pocket in New Zealand, uh, and it was fun. Played it on a Predator table and one outside the arena. It was the one they keep by the booth where they sell their goods because we can't play on the pro tables.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he was gonna follow that there. The 5 was laying kind of weird to stun. It was too straight to stun. It was too much angle to draw straight out. So I think he had a good shot selection there. Let's see if you can hold this. It's going to be a lot of slow, a lot of left, but not a lot of speed. So more spin, less speed. Hold this ball there. Beautiful. Now, if he got two straight, you might want to just roll up and play safe on the 8. Oh, that was
Why play safe when you
beautiful.
can do that? Great shot. I was thinking maybe he was going to draw over and try to play the 8 in the opposite corner pocket, but that's what you call using a little bit of inside English, and it worked absolutely perfect.
And that was
And
pinpoint
sometimes on new
accuracy to
cloth.
hit the 9 ball, too.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. This might not be so
Didn't get
good.
there. Does the bank look enticing? Or is he
I
gonna
like
have
the
to
way
play
he's
safe?
looking at that. Did you see Fedor's eyes? It was funny. He kind of looked like, I have a feeling coming to the table. That was fun. I wish we could have a replay of that, but we don't have a replay on this table. I would have loved to see that again. That was good. Nice play by Dimitris. That little kick and stick
Yeah,
here, more
taking
than
what the
likely.
table gives you.
Yep. Now, does he kick and stick this, or he? Yep, that's what he's calling. He's calling the ball, but I think he's just going to stick it, and he wants to hit just before the side pocket, so it ends up in the middle of the head rail, and the cue ball stops there. Used to use this a lot back in the 80s, Chris, before you were around, playing out 9 ball.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
It's a shot you would practice a lot because it came up a lot. That's exactly why you shoot it. And he was very astute in the fact that he called it in the side, because if he happens to go in, he's got the 10 ball. Not penalized for calling it and not making it, unless Dimitris makes a shot. But he's gonna find cover. Fedor
For
just
now.
immediately goes, yeah, for now. Shot regardless. Be playing their quarterfinal sets Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Puerto Rico time. That would be noon here in Arizona. 1 o'clock in Central Time and 2 o'clock in Eastern. And if you guys want information on these tournaments as to the brackets and things of that, so you can look for it and try to figure out exactly what's going on, go to ProBilliardsSeries.com. Everything is there. As I said, I'll dazzle you with BS, and I'll throw in some of that information.
Yeah, really good there. Looks like a 1-0 Fedor lead in the second set. Hopefully Dimitris gets something going soon. Doesn't seem like it's been going his way in the late part of the game. Position errors or Fedor ties up a ball after a miss or something along those lines. Just hasn't been going for him. So 1-0. George, what are your thoughts?
Well, Fedor Alexeyevich Gorst leads 1-0 in the second set after winning the first set 4-1 with 3 straight games. He's now won 4 straight games, and Dimitris has not answered back. So I would say somebody's in trouble. Florian Rettenbacher from Austria. When I first heard his name, the first thing I thought of was Snoopy and the Red Baron. It looks like the 4-ball has covered up the 1-ball. He just says, not a problem. I'll just jump it.
You know what's the sickest part is he's probably gonna treat this like the yo-yo drill, and he's gonna draw back in between the 4-6 off the right-hand rail, and just go back to his chair like it wasn't anything.
I think he's going to follow it 3 rails. Oh, no, you called it. And he's going to have a window between the 4-8.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
My.
Hard work realized. That's all it is.
Well, someone, he said something earlier to somebody in an interview. I think it was with Alan Sword, or I think it was, on his podcast. He said that the reason he jumps the way he does is when he was a little kid, he used to jump quite a bit. So he's been jumping with the jump cue since he was like 10 years old or even earlier. In fact, let me see if I can. You'll entertain him for a little bit, see if I can find something along those lines.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. Here he's gonna have to force it. He's either gonna jump. He's gonna try to stun. It's gonna stun first, and then it's gonna start drawing back because it's gonna pop it a little bit. See, just went a little wide of the pocket. Not a big deal. When you're elevated like that, your elbows, 6 feet in the air. Hard to be consistent with it. But he's okay.
For a lot of you guys out there that...
Go ahead, George.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, for a lot of you guys that are very big pool fans, I would just Google Fedor Gorst on Wikipedia and see his titles and achievements. It is a full page, both sides. WPA World 9-Ball Junior Championship in 2017. And see, he's 24 now, and that was 7 years ago, so they'd be 16, 17 years old. I want to know about or learn about your favorite players. I'll tell you, it doesn't hurt to Google these guys. There's a lot of information on a lot of them. It's like a star drill.
Yeah, hopefully this will give him a little more confidence going into the rest of the second set. George?
Sir?
Well, I just think that the mistakes that he's made up until this point haven't really been, really big mistakes. They've just been small little things that he just kind of had a brain fart and missed. So he's still in this if he keeps his head in it.
Very much so. Very, very much so. Since we've had the first set completed, I'm going to take a look at the stats here, provided by the pool stat guy. And he provides nice stats, and I'll look him over, and as soon as he makes his 10 ball, I'll open up, and it's tied at 1. Let's take a look at what we're looking at here. Table time. In the first set, Dimitris spent more time at the table than Fedor Gorst did, but Gorst, I don't know how that can happen. With 4-1, has Gorst down for 44% of the time at the table, and Dimitris at 56. Overall performance, Gorst performing in an 878 versus a 667. Gorst making balls on half his breaks. No foul off the break. Both have 2 offensive fouls. Gorst has 1 missed shot. Dimitris has 2. Balls pocketed, 36 by Gorst and 14 by Dimitris. Back to the live action. Break in game number 3.
Wondering if the 2 passes the 7. I might even play that 1 in the top left and follow the cue ball in between the 2 and the 9. So it's kind of a two-way shot. But I'm trying to make the 1. There you go. Just like he's doing there. A little bit of high right English. He's going towards that area. He shouldn't back off now. He should just go for it and try to run out.
I hope that wasn't listed as a missed shot because he was playing safe all the way there, I believe.
Yeah, I agree. I'm assuming Fedor will get his jump cue. Oh, wow, look. Hey, look, he's getting his jump cue. I'm so surprised.
Heck, Chris, even an old guy like me will jump that ball.
I just point the other way, and when they look the other way, I scoop jump it with my playing cue. And they think I can jump full cue after that.
Did he jump full cue or did he get his jump cue?
He got his jump cue. I was joking.
I'll tell you, back in the late 90s, early 90s, late 80s, we used to practice jumping with your playing cue. But the ball had to be, a good 14 inches away. We would jump practice following and drawing the cue ball off the object ball. Here in Tucson, we had a couple guys that were rather good with that. Back in the days for a lot of you players out there that go back and remember some great players in the days of Junior Weldon Rogers. Tucson had a pool hall here. Nice cue ball there, great safety.
You know, we said at the same time. That's funny.
Hello, Fish On. Someone just said hi, George, from the chat from Lithuania. Must be Gintaras Petrovas' friend, who's one of the referees in the EPVF. And I have to use some English here and extend it past the 8. He's trying to hit the back rail. I saw Kachi jump a ball like this. It was closer to the pocket in the World 10 Ball Championship about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago. He actually won it. Speaking of a few years ago, here, Chris will walk you through the shots here. Then I'll give you some information on the World 10 Ball Championship and the champions we've had.
All right, so I think he's gonna jump, but is he trying to jump and make the 3? It's a very tough shot. I think he could actually do better with just massing the ball slightly, and then maybe pushing the 3 towards the 5. Let's see if his jump here is good. We're gonna try to miss the 8 ball. Yeah, good try there. Left Fedor, a tester. It's nothing. There's no gimme here. He might have to go across twice, so 2 rails, and play the 4 in the lower right. Yeah, overcut slightly, but with that high of speed, that makes the difficulty even higher.
Being tied at 1 with this shot, it's got a big opportunity for Mr. Loukatos.
Yes,
you can see by that patch on his shirt. Yeah, as you can see by the patch on his shirt, he is a Predator sponsored player.
To maintain an angle here, just like that. Go up to the middle of the table for the 9 ball, the top right after this 8. This should be a confidence booster here. Composing himself a little bit, wiping his cue, coming back to the shot. Recomposing himself so he can be prepared to shoot the 9 and come down for the 10. I think he's going to use high left English and come down for the 10 in the bottom right. But it could be wrong. He could be playing short side here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Straight in on the rail. Just got to stay composed, stay down through the ball, no body movement. Aim a little thicker and just follow through the ball. You're good out there by Dimitris. He's up for the first time this set, 2-1. In this race to 4, he's trying to get it to a 3rd set. Let's see if he can.
And more importantly, he's won 2 games in a row, which is the first. Well, he's only won that 1 game prior in the first set, and he won a game off of. Now, I was looking up some information. So, was that a break and run by Dimitris, or did Fedor shoot in that?
Was not a break and run.
There are. Okay. He won 2 out of the last 5 10-ball world championships. Was a semi-finalist in 2022. So he was up at the top. Gorst, semi-finalist in 23 and 24. So no stranger to 10-ball. Neither of these gentlemen are. Open. This is one thing you don't want to do for this man right here. I'm going to venture a guess and say that probably Gorst gets out playing 10-ball just above half the time, you think, Chris, with an open table like this?
What was the question?
Gets out about 50% of the time with an open table in a beginning shot like this?
Oh, I'd say it's slightly higher, probably.
I wouldn't. But see, it's so competitive, especially these short races, that if they don't know they can get out, they're going to play safe. And that's what makes these short races. You don't see a lot of runouts. You'll see a lot of safety play. It's just higher percentage. But in a wide open table, this gentleman here will go for it. Get on those 50-50 shots, a lot of the pros will duck.
Yeah, I think it's a survival tactic. Did he get there?
He's going to cut this. He's going to have to overcut this just a little bit, not to scratch. So he can go 2 rails over by the 6. Just like that. Perfect.
Man, oh man. You know,
Now if you hit,
I think Alex Pagline had the best cue ball for forever. And he probably still does, but Fedor's getting close up there. You know, his cue ball is amazing.
yeah, a lot of players will shoot that shot and they don't overcut the 3 ball. They don't play the 3 ball to the bottom side of the pocket and end up in the drink with the cue ball.
Looking to tie this up at 2-2. You see, yes, I said 2-2. Have you noticed that he puts in so much effort every ball to make it look so simple? But it's not that simple. He has his pre-shot routine down perfectly for a shot clock too, and it's amazing to watch.
Not just the pre-shot, he's got his whole routine down to where he respects every shot and doesn't take them for granted. So I don't see him missing makeable shots.
Yeah, exactly. Totally agree.
Dimitris had a lead.
Got a race to 2 to finish off this second set. Who do you think's going to win, George?
I'd have to give the nod to Fedor because he's breaking. And tied at 2, a race to 2, I'd give the nod to the breaker.
Understandable.
Second highest Fargo in the world. I think Josh Fedor has an 852 to Fedor's 743. I believe his is the second. I'm pretty sure it is. As soon as I said that, I said to myself, could there be someone in between? I don't think so. I think it's Fedor and Filler. I know Shane's is 841, 2 points below. And Shane is actually tied with like 3 or 4 other players. Let me check that, and I'll give you some info as you break these down.
Okay, Fedor to break here. Oh, wow. He hit those balls phenomenal. Cue ball perfect, 1 ball on the side, 2 ball right straight in. I think he can draw straight back from the 3, play the 4 right by the 7 in the lower left-hand pocket. He might try to bump this 4 ball though. You never know with him. He's pretty crafty like that. Might also play the 4-8 combination because it's right there. Let's see how this works out. But yeah, I think he's drawn all the way back. Remember, he's one of those players that aims about a little lower than middle and then goes even lower as he's hitting draw. Not sure if that was intentional, but it was smart if it was. Here, the 4-8 combo is a little weird, but I think it's okay. He also might try to run into the 4. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that.
Push it down by the 7 or by the side pocket. Try to hit it full.
Yeah, I think he might push it down by
I
the
agree with that.
side
I agree
here.
with that.
Just
Yeah,
like
just like
that.
It could have come up better than that. It should have come up better than that, but it's a shot. He's going to cross bank it.
Bank this.
I like this actually. I definitely like this shot. Although I don't mind him sending it down the rail because the cue ball goes straight across for the 5. I guess he just feels it's a bigger pocket going to the side than it is going down the rail. Guessing at that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, his banking skills are phenomenal. I mean, I think the bank and the shot itself are about the same, but with the bank he gets to draw it with a decent speed, and he gets to play the cue ball closer to the 5. So let's see how this works. Yeah, I went short.
it's a higher percentage bank. So I definitely agree with the shot. Filler is the highest ranked player at 852. And I found something interesting in this, in the top 5 Fargo rated players. And when
What is that?
Dimitris gets done with his run, I'll come up with the info. But it's kind of makes sense to me. As I was going to dazzle you with BS.
I can't wait.
Chris, you're too easy. You want more angle than this?
No, this is okay.
Is this okay?
Yeah, I like it.
Drilling these balls off the rail like this. My table at home is 4 1/8, not 4 1/4. It hasn't been changed since 2016. That's when the table was built for a match between Scott Frost and Efren Reyes here in Tucson.
Oh, it was that table, huh?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome.
It's a great table. Nicely done to come right down those left side with a little draw, or maybe even a lot of draw, and
Yeah, I'm gonna come down for the low right, I believe, or
Oh
to
no,
the
he
low right.
came to
Sorry.
the right. Yeah, this way you can use the rail. He didn't hit that ball hard enough. You want to lay that in the middle diamond there, and just kind of make sure you don't get stuck on the rail.
Yeah, and this is to get on the hill first in the first set, and the second set to hopefully win so he could force a third set. Good shot.
Nicely done. And on the
Actually,
hill he is, threatening with a 3-2 lead for the race to 4. All right, Josh Filler is the highest rated player at 852. Fedor comes in at 843. Then you have 3 players at 841. FSR, Koping Yi, Shane Van Boning. Now, here's what I found very interesting. Koping Chung is at 837. Kachi 832. But in their robustness or the number of games they've played in the system, they're all right in the mid 1300, about 1300. Koping Yi has 7,000, 13,000, excuse me, 14,000 games. Shane Van Boning has 23,420 games in. So he's pretty much playing twice as much pool as anybody else. Of course, he's been playing a lot longer than any of those guys I just mentioned. So it's a combination of both of those, with the exception of Carlo Beato. But Carlo Beato played a lot of his pool in the Philippines where Fargo didn't capture any information. So even Shaw has 14,000 games, with Shane at 23,000. I thought that information was worth sharing.
Well, that's interesting because I only have about 4,500 and out of everything. I've recorded at least.
That's what I have, but all my information is very old. So when I don't do well in a tournament, if I happen to play one, which I don't very often, it affects my Fargo quite a bit.
Oh, I just checked. I'm at 6,750 games. So 6,750 games. Interesting. All right, looking like his opportunity to win the second set. Don't hit the 9. Oh, he got there. He barely got there, but he did. See if he can take advantage and get past this finish line of the second set. Federer's looking down. A little disappointed, but he still has another shot either way, even if Dimitris does run this out.
Just thinking,
He's
I'm going to have to work a little harder.
Yeah, exactly. And also, don't hit the 10 ball with your clothes. Yeah, good shot there.
Looking good through these balls in this run. Very solid.
Yeah, looks like he found his stride for sure.
He never lost it. He just wasn't able to use it. He found some walking room.
Left English here to hold it, hold the line. Stay for the 10 in the lower left.
Killed it with some inside there. Very nice for this 10 ball.
This is to tie it up in sets to make it to the third set. Just like that. We're going to a third set, George.
Well, we would be. This is a 3 out of 5 sets now in the final 16 or in the quarterfinals. And the players will take a little break. I think we will too. Be right back, folks, when the players come back in. Enjoy the stats. I've had enough lemonade with water. Let's take a look at these stats. In set number 2, how are we doing? Things are progressing with it still seems that Loukatos spends more time at the table than Fedor does. A little surprised by that. Break success, Loukatos having more of well, actually, Fedor made a ball on the break every time he's broke the balls the second set. Loukatos made 3 of his 4 breaks. Shot after the break, they're both even in the second set. 20 balls pocketed, 39 balls pocketed. And Dimitris wins 4 games to 2. It's okay, they took away the stats, but guess what? I can handle that because I have those. Missed shots in the second set. Dimitris has 2, Fedor has 2. And the safety's efficiency is about, well, Fedor's been a little better at playing safe, but I don't think he's played as many of them as Dimitris has. Learned a lot more, though. Fouls in the second set. Neither player has fouled. The defensive foul. How about an offensive foul? Neither player has fouled in offense either. If your 2 combatants is back. The other one. Oh, Fedor breaking to start off set number 3. He won the lag, so he breaks first. And then they alternate the break when a new set is there. So next set, Dimitris will break first. Third set, tied 1 set apiece.
3 ball goes in the corner, George. 4's the 1. Can you go back and forth here with high right?
I think he just makes the ball and tries to make sure he doesn't go by the 6 and get behind it.
Do you prefer going a little slower speed and just trusting the table in the pocket?
No, I kind of
Back
like
on?
your idea, but it's a little tight with the side pockets there. So you got to be careful both ways. You got to use inside either way. You could come
They
down and
put the
play to the
side
side, but I
pockets in
doubt
for
it.
this match, huh?
Yes, they did. So back and forth is a little dangerous, but with his cue ball control, yeah, just like, yeah, see that inside English, and now that's a missed ball, um, and that was due to making sure you control the ball there. When you're playing a lot of pool like Federer has, I'm surprised he didn't try to slow roll that. But I think it was the angle was too great to slow roll and hold it. So he did the right thing, just missed the ball.
Take a shot there. I think he can come out, draw out in between the 5 and 6, so he has a little angle to pop off the rail to come to the 5 straight in. If you would like to be straight in on the 5, if you could, but you don't want to try to force anything. Just take what the table gives you, just like the rest of the shots. And he doesn't strike me as someone that's going to make a hasty decision. you go. You gotta jump off the rail just a touch. Perfect. He could stop there. That'd be ideal. The 6, the 7 is crucial because the 8 to the 9 is even more crucial. 8 to the 9 is probably the toughest one to get on. You don't want to be. You want to be on the correct side of 8, so you go towards the 9. So here we're going to draw back, just like that. He probably has to go 2 rails at this point. He got a little too much angle on it. Nah, he could maybe he could maybe use a little bit of high right. He wants to get where his cue ball is now, or go slightly to the left of where he is now. So gotta be careful on this one.
Okay, guys, I believe I may have given you some faulty information. As I'm reading the set format, it's best of 3 sets. Alvin Ocean has already defeated Hunlin Wu in 2 sets to 0. They got him into the semifinal. When I saw that score, I reread this, and it's best of 3 sets. So this is a big game for Loukatos to win the first game of the 3rd set. And that will make Fedor a little uneasy in his chair. So now he will need to come down and win his games. First one to 4. Quiet. Not even the chat is whooping and hollering in there. In game number 2 of the 3rd set.
Good kiss from the 9 on the 1 ball to get it to go to where it's playable. Wonder if you can cut it in the side and come in between the 9-6. Oh, he broke dry there? I thought something went in. Yep, in between the 9-6.
Again, he's going to have to cut it to the bottom part of the pocket to avoid the corner. Or is he going to draw away from the pocket and then spin over between the 9-6? No, he's following. Just has to make sure he doesn't catch it thick. Yep.
Make sure you don't scratch in the side either. Okay, it's good.
A lot of make sures on that shot.
Well, we had to make sure we covered everything. Three ball.
This ball draw past.
In between the 7-8, there's a pretty big window. especially when your cue ball is that good. I get straight in on the 5, a little bit to the right of the straight in line. You can fall forward for the 6 in the top left. And then once he gets on the 7, it should be lights out for that rack. He's trying to tie it at 1-1.
You know, players of this caliber, Chris, I've noticed that when the chips are down, they come up big. I'd look for him to string some racks here.
Yeah, he's only as good as the table lets you be sometimes, so we'll see if he can get a ball to get down on the break, but I totally agree. They know when to come with it and when it's crunch time.
A lot of time commentating Shane's matches in the U.S. Opens there in Vegas, in the 10-ball U.S. Opens. And when it came down to crunch time, he just had a look in his eye and a gait around the table that let you know he was in complete control. And the fact that he won 3 10-ball championships in a row, 3 consecutive years, that gait was working very well for him.
Yeah, Shane's a funny one, though. He has a, he's either 100% all in, he's going to drill everybody in the tournament, or he just kind of goes, I don't care, I'm going to go fish. It's like, it's interesting. The two mindsets he has, it's like, it's a world of difference. But once he gets that gear that he decided that he's going to win the tournament, he hits a different level that's, you have to be elite, world class to even compete with them, let alone beat them.
And it's been proven time and again in the long races. And what a long race he had with this gentleman right here.
I know,
And
it was
with Chang
SVB, it's
Zhou-Lin.
weird. He gets better as the day goes on. It's crazy how much energy that guy has. He could be playing pool since 9 a.m. and the match doesn't start till 4 p.m. and then at 11 p.m. he's playing his best pool.
He sure did against Fedor. They thought that he would wear out, and he only came on stronger. And Fedor came on strong too at the end. They both did. Age would prevail. Just didn't happen. And I don't think age prevails until a player, especially if they stay in shape like Shane does. He stays in good shape. He eats pretty good. I don't think it affects those long hours affect him. I personally didn't really notice a slowdown in myself playing pool till, heck, I was close to 60. Mid-50s maybe, more than anything.
He's jacked up over the 610 here. Interested to see what he does here. Yeah, I think he might go for it just because he doesn't want his opponent back to the table. We'll see what happens.
That's another missed ball by Fedor, and that's not something you see very often.
Maybe his AI glitch to show everyone that he's human, or pretend.
If Fedor drinks water, he's drinking a Coke. That says something. I don't know what it says, but like I said, normally he'd be drinking water. And right now he's drinking, I just noticed he's drinking a Coke.
Would you believe
So
this? He's
he's
getting his jump cue.
see a couple of people discussing what I just mentioned regarding Shane's age and why they thought he might be, at a disadvantage playing Fedor. And they make a lot of great points. Things that Pro Level says is, I think with age comes patience. And we analyze the game better. Better shot selection. Better experience. We've seen a lot more as far as safety play, things of this nature, and played a lot more pool.
My thing on this would be you have to make sure that you don't jump and scratch on the side, hitting the left side of it. But I think he's going to draw it, or he's going forward with the ball.
Did it work out for him? No, yeah, it did. He's going to be played safe on, but that four ball,
Ah,
nicely done.
good shot.
Did you call the side or the corner?
Yeah, it's time for one of them to take over. I think this is the turning point. Whoever wins this rack is going to win the match, and that's my prediction.
It's hard to disagree with that. I will say I think it's anybody's match, but this shot's going to come into play pretty big.
Okay, here's something we haven't seen before. He's getting his jump cue. I'll stop.
He's only jumping a quarter ball,
I didn't even know he
if
had a
that.
jump cue. I've never seen him use it. Overcut
See, all,
and left a shot for Dimitris. He really has to take advantage of this here, George.
well, keep in mind that in the beginning, the first set, rolls like that were going the other way. Remember, he was getting a couple of those here and there. In fact, you mentioned it. And now they're not, they're balancing out. I think he got out far. Yeah. Maybe not. This is tight. That was pretty tight. I wasn't sure he could handle that, but he ended up pretty good. Now it's missed that ball and didn't leave a thing. And these rolls play very, very big in this set. Doesn't get that little kiss. The four ball goes to where it's really tough to find a shot. But he gets a little kiss and it's turned around.
Yeah, really clean stroke there. I think he finally said, I'm going to stop overthinking this and just get through the dang ball. And I think that's what he did there. Wonder if it goes to the side. Other side.
I thought he might come to the rail and come up and hit the 7 to that side pocket, but he laid it right where he's got a shot. And anywhere on that side.
They all take off their extensions when they're on the rail. Have you noticed that? He just did that now.
I saw him do it earlier too, and he uses a longer extension. He uses like about a 5-inch extension, 5 or 6, which is something that I've started using a little bit, and I'm not sure if I want to use it full time or not. Touch shots playing one pocket, I don't want that much weight. No, his is only about 4.
The stun run through, and now on the 10 ball. So the 10 ball to go up 2-1 in the third and deciding set against Fedor Gorst. Got a few fortunate rolls, but took advantage of them at the end. Missed about 3 shots, but Fedor also missed a few jumps. We're not, we haven't seen him miss that badly. Yeah, I was lost for
Vitaly Patsuda has defeated Mika Immonen 2-1. Albin Ocean, of course, over Kunlin Wu 2-0. Beato tied in sets, one apiece, but leads 3-1 in the third set, excuse me. And here we have just the opposite with Dimitris leading 2-1 in the third set. These two matches are rather tight. If I was Beato, I feel I had a slight edge, needing one game to win. Kazakis. Two Greeks in the quarterfinals. Total international field. Gorst still with that anonymous flag, but we know he is now American.
Where are you going, cue ball? Wow. There's no lack of excitement in this match. It's going back and forth. 3 doesn't pass the 4 in the top left, so he's going to have to navigate from the 2 to the 3. Should just maintain an angle about the middle of the table from the 2 to the 3, and then once he gets on the 3 to the 4, everything seems to be aligning. So let's see how he holds his nerves together in this one when he has a chance. Came off a little bit more than he would have liked here. But now he's going to try to draw in between the 5-9 and bounce out, or he's going to hit a little softer and come in between the 3-9. Either way, I'm not a big proponent of it. Just pick your poison. Yeah, beautiful stroke there.
Big landing area for that cue ball by that 3.
Yes, for
Use the
sure.
rail or
He
not
played
use
the
the
correct
rail.
angle. Give me a few thoughts, George.
I think Fedor will take care of this track. Now he's broken dry a couple of times, especially this set. Before I say that, by looking at the stats. Set number 3, Fedor actually has made a ball. Well, he only broke once, so he made a ball on his break, so he's at 100%. So if he continues on that trend, could double the score here and get 2 games instead of just 1. Take a 1-game lead. But he's missed a couple balls. I'll say that. Missed 2 balls in this set, missed 2 balls in the last set. How much, being a pro player, Chris, how much doubt does that create in your mind when you've missed a couple of makeable balls? When you're coming to the table, like right here. You know, you're going to run this out more than likely. I don't see him faltering here at all. And then you've got to come with.
I don't think it'll actually cause a lot of doubt. It depends on the person for sure, but for me, that's never crossed my mind ever. You know, well, I missed a shot and I'm not feeling good about it. You know, it's not in my vocabulary, and I'm not trying to pump my chest or anything, but what can you do about it? Nothing. Just go get on with it, right?
I know it does play with some players. You'll see it in their body language. You'll see it in their facial expression. Other players, you know, they walk away from the shot and they don't look back.
Yeah, if you give your all every inning, you can't really be mad that you missed because you gave it your best shot. And as long as you keep doing that, your consistency level is going to get better, and you're just going to get, more consistent, more consistent. So that's all it is, really. It's just a journey.
Tied at 2. So if the score is tied, 3 apiece, guess what we get? Do you that like the shootout? You're staring right down the face of it. For those of you that don't, well, you're either praying Fedor doesn't break and run out. That one of the two players doesn't come back to the table. Ball on the break, 1 ball, down, no 2 ball. And he's close to that 8 ball, so is that room to jump? He's coming with the break, with the jump cue.
I would inform you, but I
push.
feel like he's about to inform us.
Look at this 10 ball. So this game's not going past a 5.
No. You got fortunate there. The 10 ball went in instead of going right around it or near it. Now Dimitris has to actually run the whole table, which is tough. Leave the 2 ball in the pocket. It's tough to navigate. It can easily overrun position on the 4 or get stuck behind the 5. Just the nature of where that 2 ball is.
Yeah, the good thing is
a
that
little bit of right English. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, George.
no, I was just gonna say the good thing is that his key shot, the 4 trouble shot, you can address right away. It doesn't have to work around to it. The opening shot takes care of it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think this and then the 6 to the 7 are going to be the big keys here. This I'm not really worried about, but the 6 to the 7 might pose problems because it's making the 6 on the side is taking you away from the 7. So he's going to have to try to find a route that benefits him.
Good thing is he doesn't have to get too far away from the long rail on the left for the 7 to play to the 8. So that was the key shot right there. Right here, he really he can come around if he wants to. He can just come out to the middle of the table, and anywhere in the middle, he's got a good shot on that 7 ball. Did he come too far?
Like himself?
Mistake if he does.
He did. Maybe.
What a big mistake. Crucial. He doesn't execute here. This could be a set loser. Match loser, actually. By getting behind that 9. But, oh, he got there. He was just playing drama. All he wanted to do was, you know what we talked about earlier?
What's that?
Creating drama. In fact, you were talking to Tim about this, how you don't want to speak when the player is shooting because they prove you wrong. Do you recall that with Tim?
I just said I don't I said I don't want to speak because I feel like I'll mess them up.
Oh, okay. You can't mess them up. They're down there. You're up here.
I'm very, I don't know,
Superstitious. Yeah.
very super.
Yeah. See, this when people say commentators curse or something to it, I just shake my head and I just call it a coincidence. And then Tim gave me a new word. I don't know if he got it from you or who he got it from. Was bamfoozled? Did he
Oh,
spring that one
bamboozled.
on you? Not bamboozled, bamfuzzled. He said. But
Oh,
I've
that's
heard the
good.
word bamboozled before. Yeah, it was kind of cute.
Indubitably.
Heard that one. That's good. Matthews used to use one fortuitous. That was very big. Games to 2. Now, if Fedor wins the next game, how big is this break coming up for Dimitris?
Well, I think he doesn't want to go to a shootout. I'll tell you that.
Precisely.
And now Fedor is hoping they go to a shootout.
He's only broke the opening. No, he hasn't broke this set. Yes, he did. He broke once. He hasn't been successful on the break. He's yet to make a ball. Thanks for the pool stat guys stats for that. Not really a shot on the one, but Fedor is in control of the table right now. And when he gets control, he rarely loses control.
Yeah, 5 ball looks pretty juicy right now, not gonna lie. That 10 ball looks not bad as well. The carom, because the 1 ball will go to that rail to the left. If there's a ball
Gonna
tied
play
up,
it.
you might as well go try it.
Well, the 6 ball doesn't go by the 7 in the upper right-hand corner, so that could be the ball that's tied up. And it's a hard combo.
I think he's playing it. Did he call it?
Yes, I believe I saw the ref point at the pocket. And that's the only thing that's going to go towards that pocket. So he's playing the 10, and in this tournament, it is a win. And instead, it could be a loss. It didn't hang up enough, though, for him to. Will he draw back into it or play safe?
Knowing him, I would probably say play safe. But if you're going to hit the 1 ball at a high speed and call the 10, I mean, if you draw into the 10 here, I wouldn't mind doing that because there's a good chance that I can go on the right side of the table and it'll be hooked by the 2-4, the 6-7,
Yeah,
something like that.
exactly. Exactly. This can be a bit of a two-way shot. Even though you can't really control the speed of the 1 ball when you're drawing the ball into the 10. He sure did. Well, The game's to the 2-ball. One very, very tester shot for Fedor, and he could have, because the 10-ball's off the rail a little. It doesn't have to go, but it's a high percentage 2-10 combo, and it lays very natural if he makes the 1. One
How was that?
position. Two ball for a shootout.
And just like that. Oh, he's trying to take a break before, and he said he already used his break.
Actually, to tell you the truth, this is the first shootout I've seen this week. I haven't commentated a shootout this week. Shootout we have Fedor Gorst and Dimitris Loukatos. All right, here's what's going to happen, folks. 4 innings. Fedor won the lag, so he has the option of going first and picking which side to shoot at first. He's chosen to go first, and he's shooting the right side. Loukatos will shoot the same side, then they will alternate in that inning, whether they make the ball or not. At the end of 4 innings, if they are tied, the cue ball is backed up, 1 diamond, and it goes to sudden death.
Oh, wow.
Just missed the very first one. That can cost you the match. If Dimitris is perfect on his 4, but it's at the end of 4 innings what the score will be. For final shootout. Doesn't bode
1-0.
well. And that was a solid shot too. Right down the middle, drained it, nothing but net. How do you like to shoot this, Chris? I like it just the way he's shooting it, with pretty much no English, just a hair maybe of running English, and catching the side rail with the cue ball just before, between the diamond and the side rail, with just decent speed, just like that.
I go from the rail on the left or the right side, like a 9-ball break, and I hit it with low right or low left.
I like to shoot the natural, just like almost every shot. My cue ball comes up and will hit very close to the center diamond of the head rail. And if I go to sudden death, which I practice, you like to practice those shots, I just back the cue ball up on the same line. He's shooting it the same way as Fedor just did. He's using a little lower English, though. And a hint of inside, and he's missed it, so now we're tied.
1-1 with 2 innings left.
We are tied, one apiece. Yeah, see, that's almost a perfect place to put the cue ball. They can't, they have a box. If you don't know this, there's a box that he can't, what's the question? Fedor is very familiar with this. I mean, he won 2 of these tournaments here in Arizona. He's played very well in all of these tournaments. So I would like to know what the question was.
Two for three so far.
Thought it was pretty rare that he missed the first one. Mr. Rettenbacher apparently has raised some kind of a question with him. Erase it. Now the pressure's on Dimitris. If he misses this, he can't win. But he doesn't. And we're tied to a piece.
Two for three each.
This is like being in sudden death. That's the pressure of the situation. I was incorrect when I said that.
This is to extend the match. Let's see if he can do it. Dimitris, Loukatos. If he misses, Fedor wins. If he makes it, they go on to sudden death.
And there it is. 3-2 in the shootout. Dimitris missing 2 out of the 4. That will not win you a prize. Ladies and gentlemen, what a little match you were treated to. Great quarterfinal. Gorst will move on. Let's see, he will go to 83. The winner of the Viado versus Kazakis, which Carlo leads 3-1 and they're tied at 1. So, not sure exactly where they stand. But this is George Teachea and Chris Reinhold bringing you the live action. Any parting words, Chris?
Thank you all for tuning in for this amazing match, and we're going to bring you some more action tomorrow.
Keep in mind, we have the ladies at 3 p.m. on Friday in their quarterfinals. The semifinal of the men will be at 12 p.m. tomorrow. So just before the ladies start in their quarterfinals, the semifinal of the men will take place. The final will be at 7:30 Friday night for the men. The ladies will be at 10 a.m. on Saturday. The semifinals will be at 10 a.m. on Saturday. The final will be Saturday at 4 p.m. So thank you for joining us. We had some great pools so far this week. We have a lot more coming. Thanks, folks. Stay tuned.